Welcome to New Thought Deep Dive. Each week, we dive into a refresher on New Thought spiritual ideas that leave you thinking. Everything about this podcast, from the intro to the script and the presenters, is generated by AI. For more information, please visit newthoughtnexus.net.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We are back at it, continuing our journey through this 4-week course, The Spiritual Art of Letting Go. And today, we are diving headfirst into week 2.
Week 2, okay, this is where the rubber really meets the road.
It really does.
Yeah.
Because if you think about last week, what we call the mental attic, that was all about just, seeing what's there.
Awareness.
Right, turning on the lights in the dusty attic of your mind and just taking stock of the mess, their regrets, the old beliefs, all of it.
Exactly. And that is a huge first step. You can't clean a room, you can't see, but, and this is a really big but, awareness by itself doesn't actually move the junk.
No.
You can stare at a problem for years and it's not going anywhere.
Precisely. You need a tool. You need a shovel or a broom, and that's what this week is about. But I have to be honest, when I opened the materials for this week and I saw the main word, I had this visceral reaction. I almost closed my laptop.
I have a feeling I know which word you're talking about.
It's the D word. It's denial.
Yep. There it is. It's a heavy one.
It's so heavy. It has so much baggage. I mean, think about it. In normal conversation, if I say someone is in denial, that is not a good thing.
It's an insult, basically.
It is. It
Yeah.
means they're delusional, they're burying their head in the sand, they're not facing reality. I mean, in psychology, it's a pathology. So when a spiritual course tells me the key to my freedom is denial, my skepticometer goes off the charts. Are we just learning to gaslight ourselves here?
That is such a valid and honestly a necessary reaction. If you didn't have that response, I'd be a little worried. Because in our world, that word has an almost exclusively negative meaning.
Right.
So we have to do a major pivot here. We have to completely redefine what this word means in this specific metaphysical context.
Okay. Redefine it for me.
In this framework, denial is not a weakness. It's not passive. It's an active tool of immense power. It's not blindness, it's a different kind of sight. And the source material uses a metaphor that I think just changes the whole energy of it. They call it the gentle eraser.
The gentle eraser. Okay. That already sounds a lot less threatening than, self-delusion.
It is. Think of it not as a wall you build to hide from a problem, but as an eraser you pick up to clear a very specific space on a page.
Okay, I like the image, but what are we erasing? If we're not ignoring reality, if I'm not just pretending my problems don't exist, what is the eraser actually for?
You are erasing the authority you've given to a negative thought. Let's make that distinction really clear. Psychological denial, the dangerous kind, is based on fear. It looks at a tumor, it looks at a pile of debt, and it says, nope, not there, I don't see it.
Which is repression.
Yeah.
We know that just makes things worse.
It makes the monster grow in the basement, exactly. Spiritual denial, on the other hand, is based on truth, capital T truth. It looks right at the condition, it acknowledges it. Okay, this is happening. The bank account says $5. It sees the fact.
Okay.
And then it says, but I refuse to give this fact spiritual authority over my life. I deny that this is the final word.
So it's like a boundary?
It is the ultimate boundary. It is the no that protects your spirit. There's a great definition in the course that says, denial is the mental process of erasing from consciousness the false beliefs of the sense mind.
The false beliefs of the sense mind. That's a bit of a mouthful.
It is, but think of it this way. Your mind is your house. A negative thought comes and knocks on the door. The thought is, you're never going to get that promotion.
Right.
Now, most of us, what do? We open the door, we invite it in, we make it tea, we let it sleep in our bed.
We worry about it all night long, yeah.
We give it the run of the house. Denial is standing at that door, looking the thought in the eye and saying, no, you have no place here. And shutting the door, it's an active rejection.
This brings me to the whiteboard analogy from the notes. This was really helpful for me because I think I've been doing positive thinking all wrong.
The whiteboard is maybe the best way to see how this works. Imagine your mind is a big, clean, white, dry erase board. It was designed for a magnificent blueprint for your life.
But, from the day we're born, other people have been scribbling on it.
Oh, constantly. Your parents, your teachers, the news, your friends. Everyone's walked by with a marker.
You're not smart enough.
Yeah.
Money is evil. Life is a struggle. All that stuff.
And by the time we're adults, the board is just a mess of these old, faded, sometimes permanent marker scribbles. And here's the problem. Most self-help tells you to just write a positive affirmation right on top of that mess.
So you take a bright red marker and you write, I am wealthy. Right over 50 years of I am broke.
And what happens?
You can't read either one. It's just a muddy brown smear.
It's just confusion. And that's why so many of us feel like affirmations don't work or like we're lying to ourselves, because you're trying to plant a beautiful flower in a garden full of weeds. Denial is the eraser. It's the thing you do before you write the news story. You have to wipe the board clean.
Okay, I'm with you. Conceptually, I get it. The whiteboard, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But I want to push back a little on the actual mechanics, because this is where the cynicism can creep in.
Sure, let's go there.
The materials make this huge deal about the difference between facts and truth. And honestly, sometimes that can sound a little like spiritual bypassing. If I'm broke, I'm broke. If I have a diagnosis, that's a fact, it's real. How do I deny that without just being delusional?
This is the absolute key. This is the most important technical point in the whole week. If you get this, you get everything. We have to separate the relative from the absolute. Or, let's just say, facts versus truth.
Okay, break that down for me, like with a real example.
Let's use the bank account. It's concrete, brings up fear. So let's say you check your account and the balance is $5. Rent is due tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, my anxiety just spiked. That is a fact.
That is a fact. In the material world, the relative world, you have $5. We do not deny the existence of that $5.
Good, because my landlord doesn't accept good vibes.
Exactly. Psychological denial would be screaming at the ATM, I have $1 million, this $5 isn't real. That's not what we do. That's lying to yourself. We respect the fact, we deal with it.
So where does the gentle eraser come in?
We deny the power of that fact to define your future. We deny that poverty is a spiritual reality. We deny that the situation is permanent. You look at the $5 and you say, okay, I acknowledge this fact, but I deny that lack is the truth of my being. I deny this is the end of the story.
Ah, I see. So the fact is the temporary snapshot, the condition.
Yeah.
But the truth is the bigger reality, the potential.
The truth, with a capital T, is the spiritual reality that you are connected to an infinite source. The truth is abundance. The fact is just a shadow cast by an old belief.
A shadow.
Think about it. A shadow on the ground is real, isn't it? You can see it.
Sure.
But does it have substance? Can you pick it up? Can you trip over it? No. It's an appearance without substance. Facts are like shadows. You don't deny the shadow is there. You deny that the shadow is a solid wall that can stop you.
Denying the permanence, not the experience. That phrase from the notes, that actually makes a huge difference. It feels less like I'm fighting with myself.
It's so important for health issues, too. If you're in pain, you don't just grit your teeth and scream, I have no pain. I have no pain.
Because your body is just screaming back, yes, we do.
Right. And you create this internal war. It actually increases stress and pain. Instead, you say, I acknowledge that my body is feeling pain right now. That is the experience. But I deny that this pain is the truth of who I am. I deny its permanence. I deny its authority over my spirit.
It's subtle, but that's a world of difference. It creates some space.
It detaches you. It breaks what the text calls the mental glue.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
And another metaphor, the garden. Because the whiteboard is great for the mind, but the notes talk about the vacuum law.
Mm-hmm.
This feels like it explains why sometimes when you try to change, things get worse for a minute.
Oh, absolutely. The vacuum law is just physics, really. Nature abhors a vacuum. If you create an empty space, something will rush in to fill it. And this can work for you or against you. Think of your subconscious mind as a plot of incredibly fertile soil. Dark, rich, ready to grow anything. Now, does that soil care if you plant a beautiful rose or if you plant poison ivy?
No, not at all. It'll grow whatever seed lands there.
It's completely impersonal. It doesn't judge. Its only job is to say yes to whatever you plant.
That's a little terrifying.
It is if you're not tending the garden, and most of us aren't. We have gardens full of weeds, anxiety, limitation. Fear not because we're bad people, but because we've just let the wind blow whatever seeds it wants into our garden. The news, other people's opinions, our own fears.
And then we look at our life and say, why am I harvesting all this anxiety? And the soil is just going, hey, I'm just growing what you gave me.
That's it. So affirmation, saying I am whole, I am prosperous, that's planting the roses. But denial is the weeding. And you can't plant a rose in a bed of thorns.
You've got to pull the root.
You have to get your hands dirty and pull the root, which is the belief in the problem. That's what denial does. It yanks out the weed of I'm not good enough to make space for the rose of I am worthy.
But there's a big warning label that comes with this, isn't there? The notes are very clear that you can't just weed and walk away.
Yes. This is crucial. This is the two-step dance. You cannot only deny. If you erase a negative belief and you just leave that space empty, what do you think happens?
The weeds just grow right back.
Immediately, and sometimes with a vengeance. The world consciousness is loud. Fear is loud. If you create a mental vacuum and don't intentionally fill it with what you want, the old stuff will rush right back in.
So it has to be a rhythm, a 1-2 punch.
The best analogy is breathing. Denial is the exhale. You're pushing out the stale air, the carbon dioxide, the limitation. Affirmation is the inhale. You are breathing in fresh oxygen, life, truth.
That makes so much sense. You can't just exhale forever or you'll pass out.
And you can't just inhale forever or you'll burst. It has to be both, in and out.
So practically, what does that look like? If I'm doing this work, what's the sequence?
It's a clear sequence. Step 1, denial. I deny that I am too old to follow my dream. Age has no power over my spirit. That's the exhale. You've cleared the space.
And then right away.
Step 2, affirmation. I accept that my spirit is eternal and always new. I am vital and ready for this. That's the inhale. You fill the space you just created with the truth you want to see.
It feels so much more balanced that way. It's not just toxic positivity, you know? You're actually cleaning house first.
It's mental housekeeping. Simple as that.
I want to circle back to the name of the tool, the gentle eraser.
Yes.
Because my instinct when I want to get rid of a problem is to fight it, to get gritty, put on the boxing gloves. But the Course really emphasizes gentle. Why?
This gets into the principle of non-resistance, which is so counterintuitive for our culture. We're taught to be fighters. Fight cancer, war on poverty, battle your demons.
We love a battle metaphor, yeah.
But metaphysically, it's a trap because there's a law. What you resist persists.
Unpack that. Why does fighting something make it stronger?
Well, think about it. When you are fighting a problem, screaming at it, hating it, staying up all night, obsessing over it, what are you giving it?
All of my attention, my energy.
All of it. You are basically saying, wow, you are so real and so powerful that I have to muster all my strength to fight you. You are validating its power by battling it.
So by fighting it, I'm actually making it more real in my own mind.
You're cementing it in place. True denial isn't a fist fight, it's a calm dismissal. It's cool, it's detached.
The notes use that beautiful metaphor about the sun in the mist.
It's the perfect picture. You have a valley filled with thick gray morning mist. It looks solid, you can't see through it. Now, does the sun get angry at the mist? Does it have to punch the mist to make it go away?
No, that's a ridiculous image.
Of course not. The sun just shines. It is simply true to its own nature. And in the presence of that steady warmth and light, what happens to the mist?
It just dissolves. It vanishes.
It just evaporates. It had no real substance to begin with. It was just an appearance. Our consciousness is the sun. When you use the gentle eraser, you're not fighting the mist of the problem. You're just calmly shining the light of truth on it until it dissolves.
That feels so much easier, so much lighter. It's not about forcing anything.
It's about authority, not force.
Okay, so as we wrap up, I want to give everyone the practical toolkit. The 3 rules of effective denial that the Course lays out.
Yes, these are the takeaways.
Rule number 1 is deny permanence, respect experience.
We've hit this one hard, but it's the most important. Don't lie to yourself. If you feel sad, you feel sad. Acknowledge the experience, but then deny that sadness is your permanent identity. It's just weather passing through.
Got it. Rule number 2, deny general, affirm specific.
This is such a great practical tip. When you're weeding, use a big rake. Deny lack in general. Deny fear in general. Don't get lost in the weeds arguing with every single detail of the problem. Just deny the whole category.
But then be really specific with the good stuff.
Exactly. Use a welcome mat for your affirmations. Affirm specific piece about a specific situation. I affirm that this meeting today goes smoothly. General with the bad, specific with the good.
And rule number 3, which is my favorite, deny until the relief comes.
Ah, yes, the how long question. You don't need to do it 100 times. You do it until you feel that click.
Describe the click. What is that?
It's a literal physical shift. You'll be working on a worry, gently denying its power, and all of a sudden you'll take a deep breath. Your shoulders might drop. The knot in your stomach just loosens. You'll feel a tiny bit lighter. That's it. That's the click.
And when that happens,
you stop. You stop scrubbing. The board is clean. If you keep scrubbing a clean board, you're just focusing on the spot where the dirt used to be. The moment you feel that relief, you pivot to gratitude and affirming the good.
It's such a powerful framework. It really reframes your own thoughts. You're not a victim to them. You're the gatekeeper.
You are the gardener. You decide what gets to grow.
I want to leave everyone with a final thought to chew on this week. Building on that idea of the mental glue, the idea that any condition in our life, a bad habit, a difficult relationship, a financial issue, it only stays there because of the belief we have attached to it. That belief is the glue.
It's the only thing holding it in place.
Which means if we can truly, gently withdraw that belief, if we can use that eraser to dissolve the glue, the condition itself has to fall away.
And there's no choice. There's nothing for it to stick to anymore.
So our invitation to you this week is just pick one thing, one nagging worry. Don't try to overhaul your entire life. Just pick one thing and try using the eraser. Don't fight it. Just look at it and gently deny its power to define you.
And then take that deep breath in and fill that new, clean space with the truth.
Give it a try. See what happens to the mist in your life. Thanks for diving deep with us. We'll see you next time for week 3.
See you then.